Have you ever wondered how sprinkles are made? Well, they're actually just made with royal icing. I am Morgan Beck, the author of Royal Icing Cookies, and today I'm going to walk you through a really fun project about how to DIY your own sprinkle mix. So sprinkles can be totally customizable. You can pick your own colors, shapes, you can add gold or glitter to them, anything you want. The sky's the limit. So today I'll go step by step through a really fun sprinkle project, and we'll also go over how to flood a cookie with royal icing and then apply the sprinkles onto it. So let's jump right in. Start by laying down a flat sheet of wax paper. You'll have your icing bags ready. I use a medium consistency royal icing. I have 6 colors, but you can use as many or as few colors as you'd like, and whichever colors you'd like, which is the fun part. I start by piping lines across the wax paper with each color. I used different hole sizes for each bag, so some are a little bit thinner, some are a little bit thicker, just to give it some nice variation with the sprinkles. And these lines do not have to be perfect because we will break them up later. So just continue doing this with all of your colors. Just finishing up here with the white icing. And then we're going to leave this to dry for about 10 to 12 hours. On a new piece of wax paper on a flat surface, I'm going to use these same piping bags and this time pipe just a whole bunch of dots and circles, and these will be a really fun addition to the sprinkle mix and kind of give it a nice variation with some straight sprinkles, some dot sprinkles, etc. I also do a different range of sizes for these too, just to make it a little bit more interesting. Some bigger dots, some smaller dots, and leave this to dry for 10 to 12 hours as well. On a new sheet of wax paper, I'm going to use the white icing. The yellow icing first, and I'm going to pipe a few stars. I'm kind of going for this cosmic outer space look right now with my sprinkle mix, so I want some shapes in here, so I'm going to do some stars and I'll do some moons in a little bit. Just finishing up a few more stars. I do a few different sizes of these too, just for a little bit of interest, some big, some small. Now with the white icing, I will do a few moon shapes. I'm kind of doing some crescent moons because I like how that looks in a sprinkle mix. I'm using a pretty small hole size here to make sure I can get the shape pretty fine and get little points on the moon and still be able to fill them in. And then I'll leave these to dry for 10 to 12 hours as well. Once these have dried, I'm taking just a little bit of gold luster dust like you see here and a little bit of lemon extract, and I mix equal parts, and you don't need much, a little bit goes a long way. Equal parts gold and lemon extract, and I mix that in just a small tiny little bowl with a little paintbrush. About that much will do it. Mix it together. And I'm going to use this to paint on some of the stars. I want to leave some of them yellow and some of them gold because I think that will be a really fun look. So I'll just start painting. It's okay if you kind of get on the wax paper because we'll end up peeling these off later. Okay, so you see I've done some gold and some I've left yellow. The gold ones I'm now going to peel off and flip upside down so I can paint the back sides as well, because when you sprinkle a sprinkle mix onto a cookie, you might not get this front side, if you're just sprinkling it. So we want to make sure both sides are gold just in case. So I'll do the same thing here. I'll just paint them with more of this gold luster dust mixture until those are all painted gold. Similar with the moon ones, I'm going to leave some of them white and I'm going to paint some of them silver. So same, I mixed a little bit of silver luster dust with lemon extract, just like I did with the gold, and I'm painting some of these moons silver. And then we'll peel those ones off as well and paint the back sides too. And when you go ahead and peel them off, I usually just like to have one hand on the back side and one hand on the front to kind of push them up from the bottom and then gently peel them off. If any break, then it's a good idea to make extras, but they usually come off pretty firm after they've been drying that whole time. And now we'll just paint the back sides of these ones silver, and again I'm going to leave some of them white because I like how it would look with some silver and some white. I can't wait to add these to our sprinkle mix. So next we're going to break up all of our straight sprinkles after we peel these off. Peel the plain white ones off as well, and the plain yellow stars. And just set these aside for a minute. Now, this is one of my favorite parts. We'll take these straight sprinkles that we had, and now that they're dry, we're going to just keep folding over the wax paper onto itself. I kind of keep folding and bringing it and dragging it towards one direction. And then I kind of go from the other angle as well, the other side, and just keep breaking it up until they're as small as pieces as you would like them to be. You could leave some of them bigger if you want, or really break them up into small little straight sprinkles. Kind of gently lift from the back side, and I keep one hand on the front side just to kind of keep it in place as I break them up. So just keep breaking until you feel good about the sizes of them. All right, and now we've got our straight sprinkles here. I'm going to add these to a bowl so we can start officially mixing our sprinkle mix. So in goes our straight sprinkles. I'm going to just mix them up so the colors are nicely incorporated. Kind of like this. We're getting there. Next, I'm going to take those circle dot sprinkles we made and do the same kind of thing. Just kind of from underneath, help to release them off of the wax paper. Very carefully. Just taking them all off the paper until they're free. And then we're just going to add these to our mix. And now we're going to outline and flood a cookie so we can apply our sprinkle mix to the cookie. I'm going to start with this blue flood consistency icing and pipe a very small outline around the cookie. This will help form a wall to hold in the flood consistency icing in just a little bit. So I start with a very small hole in the piping bag first to create this outline. Next, using the exact same piping bag, we'll cut the hole just a little bit bigger. And we'll start by going around the outside, leaving a little bit of a gap between there and the outline. And we'll just fill it in. This part can be a little bit messy because we'll make sure it's really nice in just a second. And now we're going to kind of just swirl the inside icing and connect it to that little barrier we made. Keep swirling and moving the cookie around. Once we've connected the inside icing to the outside, we'll just give it a couple little taps, a couple little shakes to make sure it all comes together nice and smooth. And then right away, while the icing is still wet, we're going to take our sprinkle mix and just kind of sprinkle it onto the wet icing. I'm going to do some kind of on just half of it, and then I'm going to add some words on the second half. Just keep adding until you're very happy with how it looks. Lastly, I have a medium consistency purple icing that I'm going to use, and I'm going to write the words blast off in a script. And just like that, our cosmic little outer space blast off cookie with sprinkles is complete. This would be a really cool addition to an outer space set, maybe for a birthday or some kind of a themed party like that. Thank you again so much for joining me. I hope you had fun watching this DIY sprinkle and cookie tutorial, and I hope you'll go ahead and make your own. I am Morgan Beck, the author of Royal Icing Cookies, and thank you again so much for watching.